And there we go, guys. Morning is officially here. Hey, guys. I'm Sean, and I am an ARKaholic. And welcome back, guys, to the complete series here on ARK Survival Evolved. So, guys, in the last episode, we ended up getting ourselves a couple of tames here. We ended up getting a pretty high-level Phiomia, but of course, Sally ended up running into a couple of issues with this. If you guys remember the last episode, if you don't, go back and make sure you watch that before jumping on into this one. On top of that, we also ended up getting ourselves a tech Parasaur. Now today, guys, looking over our character, we are currently level 18 at this point. I would like to try to get into the metal tier potentially. I think that would be really nice to be able to get ourselves some metal tools, and then at that point I think it'd make it a little bit easier to potentially make our base. I know we've been talking about that in the past few episodes, making a base or something like right around here, but getting ourselves into the metal tier, that'll just make life so much easier for us, if I'm going to be honest. Now, by the way, guys, I do want to mention kind of why my voice is like this and everything. I mentioned it in a ARK Survival Ascended episode, but I'm going to be honest, I don't exactly know when that episode is going to drop for you guys. So, these past couple of days, my wife has not been feeling well, been sleeping a lot and everything, so I'm trying to keep my voice low to make sure that I get recordings out for you guys. But then on top of that, too, make sure that I don't wake her up. And I'm going to be honest, guys, I do feel like you will certainly see in the ASA episodes, if you guys are following the Forever ARK series, we have officially made our way over to Valguero. I feel a little more calm, cool, and collected talking like this, and well, it might be something that I might continue on the channel regardless. Let me know your thoughts on that. But yeah, let's get straight into this one, guys. So first thing I'm going to want to do here is we do have a decent amount of resources that we've kind of collected over this time. I think we should go ahead and make a mortar and pestle. I think on top of that too, if we can potentially get a couple of more bolas made, and then on top of that too, if I can repair you, which I can, yeah, I think we're going to be looking pretty good here. So, of course, we do already have a ton of narcotic. I think we have 300 and something narcotic ready to go, which is kind of crazy. But, of course, early game, guys, narcotic is the way to go. Now, we do technically have an explorer node over here. I think there's two, actually, if I'm not mistaken. We could potentially go that route, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know if I really want to get my levels and stuff that way, so I think we're going to attempt a little bit of a killing spree here, and the first thing I'm going to want to do is kind of plop this on down. I think we're going to go ahead and put it just, if I can get this lined up, kind of right there on the boat, and of course once we make a base, eventually we will kind of move the stuff inside and everything, but for right now, the raft is pretty much going to be our home. Now, I did just see a blue drop back there. I don't think we'll have access to that though, will we? Because we're currently level 18. So you know what? If we can get our levels kind of quick here, it is a level 30 Phiomia. I'm going to go ahead and do it because you know what? I'm kind of just looking at XP at this point. We already have a ton of metal inside of the storage that we have on the raft. I think we got a total of 28 or 32 pieces. So we should be able to make a decent amount of metal stuff with that. It's really just a matter of getting the levels at this point, and we're not too far off. But we do have to remember that we are currently at 0.25 XP with this series, so yeah, it might be a little bit tougher getting there, but we'll figure that out, and hopefully by the end of today's episode we'll be looking pretty good there. I think on top of that too, yeah, might as well go for you if we can. You're level 55, why the heck not? Unfortunately for you, I don't have any arrows, I don't think. Which maybe that is something we should actually look towards. There we go. Get my spears back. You know what? Maybe we will do that. That probably just makes the most sense right now. See how many I can make. I can make a total of 13. Okay, you know what? 13 is better than none. No big deal. But of course, guys, we are at that point in the episode. If you find yourself enjoying this one, you're excited to see the continuation of the complete series here on ARK Survival Evolved, take a second to hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Make sure you also hit that like button too. Again, you guys have been really doing well with the support on this series. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, let's keep it up and everything. But yeah, let's go ahead and get a couple of resources going here too, because you know what? We have all of this meat. The best thing we could be looking towards is also making some narcotic. And I think while we're at it right now, let's just start splitting this like crazy. I know we only have a total of 19 cooked meat left. I think that'll last a little bit. I think we're okay in that department. But yeah, I will admit, it's definitely interesting changing over from one series being an ASA to one series here being an ARK Survival Evolved, because I'm like, wait, why am I clicking Y like crazy? I can just kind of like move the stuff over, but no, that is not a thing here on ASE. That was a nice little quality of life thing that we got on ASA. Pretty much, if you guys aren't sure exactly what we're talking about, instead of smashing the Y button like crazy to split everything, there is a way on ASA where all I have to do is kind of just go to the meat, click the right stick, and it'll give me an option to split the meat all at once. Yeah, really nice quality of life update that they did with that. Kind of interesting too, coming back to this, like I said, there's just so many, even though it is the same game at the end of the day, there are so many differences to it, and you don't really realize a lot of the differences until you do make your way back to this game, if that makes sense. But I'm enjoying my time on here. I certainly am. I will admit I've gotten the two series confused multiple times so far. But, you know, it is what it is, and I guess that's kind of the nature of the beast, trying to run two different series with two different games at once. But yeah, I think we're making some pretty good progress here in this series. You know, it is going a little bit slowly, but that's okay. Again, that's with the kind of the staggered XP that I like to do with most of my series and everything. But I still think we're doing pretty good. We got ourselves our first tech creature in the form of the Parasaur, which is nice. Definitely going to help us out in the future if we do want to do maybe like a tech Parasaur farm in order to farm scrap metal and all that kind of stuff. That'll be kind of interesting. Let's see. I don't have access to this, do I? I always forget. Is it 20? Oh, 25. Interesting. Yeah, so we have a really long time until we get access to that. Now, Pteranodon. You're easy to take out. Oh, you're level 20. Perfect. Let's quickly do this. There we go. Should have enough time. Honestly, thought we'd get a little more XP than that. Okay. You know what? Maybe we should start harvesting some of this metal. There's a part of me that wants to harvest it, but there's a part of me that doesn't, because, like, what if it doesn't respawn? You know what I mean? And we kind of wasted it on stone tools when it's so much easier and it's so much better when you're finally in the metal tier to actually go for this stuff. So you know what? I think we're going to hold off on it for a little bit. I think a good idea would be to start gathering the resources needed to make ourselves a refining forge or two. And at least once we have that, maybe we'll have enough points to get to the next level. I don't know. You know, I was kind of really confident with getting to level 20 relatively quickly. Ooh, that's 115 Phoemium. But I don't know. Might actually be a little bit slower than I was going to imagine. Now, what level is that Tech Stego out there? It's level 24. Okay. But from what I can recall, we have enough fiber. We have way more than enough fiber. We have enough hide. We don't have enough stone. I think you need 125 stone. So you know what? Let's go ahead and harvest some stone here. Let's also go to third person if we can. Apologies to you guys if you see me kind of messing with the controls here. Yeah, everything's a little bit different in ASA, so you guys might have noticed it at the beginning when I kind of went like this to switch over to orbit camera. Yeah. Like I said, it's one of those things when you're going back and forth from one game to the other and everything. But I think what we're going to do too is maybe potentially we're going to try to make 2 refining forges. So we should have enough. So we're looking at, what, 250 stone? That's 168. Okay. What are we at currently, just to give us an idea? 210. All right, we're almost there. Oh, okay. Gonna have to find another rock here. Let's do this one right here. And again, we're just shooting for 40. I think at this point we might as well just go until we break this rock entirely. Just give us a little bit of extra resources and everything too. Unless we're not going to be able to move. That's going to make things interesting. Okay, we can barely move. Probably should have had the tech parasaur with me. You know what we're going to do? Let's just throw this down for a second, just so I can move a little bit better. But yeah, I think we will have the tech parasaur with us. And yeah, look how many narco berries already. Oh my gosh. That is so crazy. Okay, we're going to drop all that. Nope, I did not want to do that. There we go. Throw you guys in here. For once this is ready, we'll keep splitting that up. We're at 16 minutes and change. Okay. Let's see. Sally, you got anything on you? No. Fiomia, do you have anything on you? Do you got berries? Ooh, actually, you got a little bit of thatch, a little bit of wood. Nice. By the way, never really checked out this creature or anything. Weight-wise on it, 308. That's really not that good. Apparently with the Fiomia 2, and you guys can let me know if I'm correct in saying so, you can't harvest berries. That's so silly. It's a little ridiculous in my opinion. It's like, what's the point of the creature then? You know? I don't know. I don't know. All right. Well, let's get the tech parasaur back over here. And by the way, this Pteranodon right here, this is the 145 Pteranodon. And you know what? In between episodes, guys, I know the last episode we kind of made our way over to get Sally and everything. This time there was nothing. It was raining here. I kind of just sat on the boat and kind of waited till the morning and everything like that. I was kind of thinking about it like, okay, well, how are we going to get this Pteranodon and everything? You know, kind of just thinking it over. And sure enough, the 145 literally landed straight on the boat right as I was thinking about it, which was kind of crazy. But the 145 is still in the area. Unfortunately, the only way... Ooh, green drop. I may take that trip right now to get that green drop. Because that might have some pretty good stuff in it. You know what? We are going to risk... Ooh, we got another green drop over there. Yeah, you know what? We're going to risk this. We are definitely going to risk this. Now, before we leave here, I don't think we're in deep enough water yet, so I feel pretty safe doing it right now. Let's have a quick look. What level are you guys? 75 and 50. And by the way, that's one of the explorer notes right there. I believe there's another one somewhere over behind this rock. Or maybe it's over by this rock. Or maybe there's a total of 3 explorer notes here. I'm not really sure. No, I do not want that. There we go. Let's turn this off. And let's keep going. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get these drops. Could have some pretty good stuff in it, honestly. We'll have to see what happens here. There is a trike over there, too. Kind of interesting. Not sure if I really want to go for a trike or anything, because personally I feel like trikes, in my opinion, are just a little too slow for my liking. I like them. They are really, really formidable tames, but like, I'm also trying to avoid these the ichthyornises. All right, we'll kind of loop this way, and then yeah, the other drop just came down over there, so we'll kind of just do a nice little circle here. I mean, would be nice getting some trank arrows right now. The only downside to that is... Actually, I think there's a... Am I going to get access to that? Oh, I can. Good. Okay. Okay. Another storage box. Another 2, actually, funny enough. And we did get a mortar and pestle. That's kind of funny. It's almost like, what's the point of even making one, you know? I think that's a green drop. That could be a blue drop. I think it's just the angle we're at now, but when we were over on Herbivore Island, it certainly looked like a green drop, so maybe looking pretty good there. Got a parasaur coming up over here. What level are you, buddy? 15. Yeah, that's the thing, guys. Welcome back to the island levels. It's going to be really tough finding some high-level stuff, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I would like the parasaur to be our first formidable tame, if you will. Now, granted, of course, we have a level 6 parasaur. A level 6 tech parasaur, I mean, but, like, I think if we could find a high-level parasaur, wouldn't be too bad. I think a raptor pack would be really nice here in early game. Trying to think what else. Pteranodon would be nice. We're just not really at that level yet, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, it's not like we're in loot drops where you can get mutton and all that kind of stuff. I believe that's during the Halloween event, right? That you can get yourself some, like, really good food items. I don't think you can get kibble, but I think you can get some food items in the Halloween event from the, like, candy corn drops, right? You are a cool looking iguanodon. Oh, of course, level 10. Oh, it's always how it works, right? Hey, you know what? That is full-blown primitive armor. Okay. There we go. And you know what? We could make better pants right now. I'm going to hold on to these pants. Not going to do anything with it right now. By the way, we also got a paintbrush, too. That's kind of cool. Anything else that I missed? No. Okay. You know, hide armor is going to give us a little more armor, which is nice. Not sure if the trip over back and forth was worth... Ooh, there's another one. I guess this is how we're slowly going to get our stuff. Oh, man. That could be a mistake, though. That's pretty far in there. But I think I'm up for a little bit of an adventure. You know, we've been kind of playing things really safe so far. Yeah, let's go for it. I'm pretty sure we can kind of pull up right over here. We'll throw most of the stuff into... Yeah, it should be right up that hill. Okay. This might not be that bad. We got 7 bolas, so we're good in that department. You know, worst case scenario, we do have a parachute, so we can kind of just jump off the cliff and use the parachute and everything, get back to the boat. So, let's get those bolas out just in case. That's a green drop, right? I would hate to go all the way up there and then find out it's blue. But I think we're okay right now. Might have talked about this at the beginning of the series, guys, but I do just want to mention it again. You will see me go between third and first person when we're exploring like this. Third person, for me, I feel like I just get a better outline of the environment, if that makes sense. I feel like I could see threats coming in a little bit easier. First person, not so much, but first person will be more for physical fights and attacking and all that kind of stuff. But I think, or I thought... Okay, there was like a path. Oh, shoot, there's not. Oh, God. Okay, we're going to have to go further in then. All right, this is where things can get a little spicy here. Because, yeah, this is really dark. Okay. I want to say it's up this way, right? don't see the drop, though. Which is what I'm concerned about. Oh, the drop's right there. Okay. That's a Mo Shops. Okay. And a Carbo. Oh, okay, we're fine. All right. What level's the Mo Shops? 5. 20. Okay. All right. Should probably slow down, though, just in case. Maybe a raptor kind of just pops in this area randomly. But yeah, it is certainly a green drop. Would have liked it to be a green with a ring around it, but hey, you know what? It's a little bit better Parasaur saddle. That's nice. What level are you? Come on. Tell me. 35. Okay. All right. Where do we need to go? We need to go that way, right? Back towards the boat. I think we're going to do the parachute. I think that would be kind of cool. And we got 2 of them, so that's fine. I think we ended up getting 2 on a drop. I don't think I ever made a parachute or anything, so... Where is the boat? Okay, the boat is there, so now I'm going to have to do this and this. Okay. So let's give this a shot. There we go. Did I just use both right away? That would stink if I ended up using 2 by mistake there. And there we go. Back at the boat. Alright, let's have a little bit of water. But yeah, I will be honest, I've never really used the parachutes or anything before, so there is actually a pretty good shot I just used. Oh no, I do have one more. Okay, cool. You know what we're going to do? We're going to make this, and we're going to make this, because maybe that'll give us just enough XP for the next level. Maybe not. There we go. There's the next level. Okay. So now we are at level 19. We're going to try to avoid these Ichthyornises as best we can. Definitely don't want to have them coming after us. And then we have to worry about that leads too, speaking of which. Come on. Get there, get there, get there, get there, get there, get there, get there without any damage to the boat, please. Get there without any damage, please. There's the damage. Okay, that's fine. Only 1 hit. That's okay. You know what? If I can actually lure him back in this area... no, guess not. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, if we can lure him, I might be able to use that prime fish meat you get from him for our Pteranodon, but I guess not. No big deal. Now, I think the only way we can get ourselves some prime meat here, and by the way, I do see that... Where'd he go? He was like right here. Where's that trilobite? There he is. Alright, let's go ahead and get him. I think the only way to get prime meat is going ahead and killing a stego. Ooh, I almost hit him, by the way. Level 60. No. Okay, well, we got ourselves that level. Gonna go ahead and put that into weight. We are level 19. What does that give us access to? Yeah, nothing too significant. We pretty much have just the next level to get to. Oof. Okay. That kind of stinks. All right. Let's put a couple things away here if we can too. Let's take out the raw meat again. I don't think we're gonna need this. I can throw that away. We will hold on to that. We will hold on to that. I don't think there's anything else really. We don't need that. And I'll keep the paintbrush. Why the heck not? Let's split this all up because, again, we're kind of waiting this out. This will get us a lot of levels. So you know what? This might be our ticket to level 20. Now I'm curious, if this does get us to 20, what time is it going to be? Like, is it going to be the middle of the night once this finally happens, or... I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's just pop you in here, though. But we do have one of these that's about to spoil. So what's really nice about this is, guys, you can go ahead and do the whole spoiled thing in the opposite direction. The way we've been doing it here is basically trying to get this to spoil quicker. You can actually do it to prevent stuff from spoiling. So for example, this has 8 minutes and 48 seconds left. This here has 22 minutes. So if I take this and split this and throw this one and this one into here, it will now also have the same time. So now we've just increased it back to 22 minutes. That's really nice, really, really convenient when you are trying to do this. It's nice that it just doesn't go one way specifically, like to spoil stuff quicker. You can technically, as long as you're diligent enough, you can do it in order to preserve stuff too at the end of the day, which is really, really nice. But yeah, Tech Parasaur's got a little bit of a better saddle here, which is certainly nice. We are cold currently, which is kind of interesting. What is the temp? It's 31. Okay. Well, technically, because we're standing in water, I guess. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. Now, just to kind of go over this real quick, guys, obviously we're not going to be building in today's episode, but I guess I can kind of show the idea or the plans of what we're going to be doing, because I think right now the best thing that we're really going to need to do is kind of just wait this minute and change before this spoils. I want the base up here. Now, granted, the base isn't going to be too big. I think we're going to start out with either a 2x3 or a 2x2, but the way I want to do it is I want to try to have the foundations lined up where this little ridge right here, we can basically have stairs here, and then I think we're going to extend it out this way to eventually make this area kind of like a little docking area for the raft and everything. I think that's going to be really cool once it does come to fruition and stuff, but yeah, it's just going to be so much easier once we're in the metal department, honestly, just gathering resources and stuff. Hence why we're kind of just waiting it out, and honestly we're about to almost be there. We got about 50 seconds left, not too shabby, and I'm hoping, I mean, this is a lot of meat, honestly. You know what we are going to do? Kind of funny. If you look at this meat down here, this one is not fully spoiled, like it's 23 minutes and change. I think once these spoil, they'll be at, oh, some of them are like different times too. That's kind of interesting. Okay. This one's not going to be fully spoiled, so this will actually lose time, and it will take all these and give it that time too. We're going to throw this on the ground right now, because once these spoil in the next few seconds, we'll basically throw this back in our inventory, and this will get the better spoil time. So you see it's 23 minutes and 26 seconds. These, you'll see, should be about 30 minutes, somewhere around there. It's going to take a second for all that to go down, but yeah, we got 120, and they have a 37-minute spoil time. So if I pick this up, it is going to go ahead and pop in there basically, and it's going to get that 37-minute spoil time. So got a little bit left here. Looks like maybe 15 seconds for the last batch. Yeah, something like that. So no big deal. I guess we'll kind of just hang out. By the way, if you look at our character over here, he is a complete mess. Oh my god, look at the hair, look at the beard. It's, oh my god, it's so crazy. I think one of the craziest things that we've had from ASE to ASA, by the way, that's going to make a total of 118 narcotics, which is really nice, is the fact that hair growth is not a thing on ASA. Really, really weird. And I'm going to be honest, I do feel like it's a bit of a missed opportunity too, because I feel like, at least going through the content creator mindset, it was always a rite of passage, or like a, you know, you always had a dedicated episode to taking on your first cave to get some obsidian to then get yourself a freaking haircut. I don't know, and it's kind of weird. In ISA, we don't necessarily have that anymore. I don't know. But yeah, okay, so kind of looking at our little XP bar. So 10 is officially made, and we've moved the bar up a little bit like that. I think we're going to be good. But in the meantime, I guess we can go ahead and start grabbing some other resources and everything too. Yeah, I don't really see a use for you now. And I know you guys were warning me about that, but I want to test this out because there's no way, right? By the way, the camera on this guy is really weird in comparison to other creatures. I feel like I'm like really, really close to it. All right, so we're going to try left trigger first. Left trigger does nothing. Right trigger does a bite. I'm going to push down on the right stick. Nothing. Wow. So yeah, no, it does not get yourself any berries, which is kind of interesting because, like, this creature lives on berries. And it's like, well, why make a creature like this that consumes so many berries, you know? And yet it can't harvest them itself. It's just really silly, in my opinion. I don't know. I just don't see the point of why that was even a decision to make, you know? I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, that's the Phiomia. We're probably not going to be using it for a while until we get into greenhouses and making kibble and all that kind of stuff, which is probably going to be a little while. So, yeah, stay tuned for that eventually. Sally, you are on my shit list because of last episode. You've had a couple of situations so far in the series. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get you, because yeah, these guys will give you a lot of good resources here. There we go. Cool. Yeah, the fact that you can get some early game Black Pearl with these guys is really, really cool, honestly. We'll kind of pop up here. We'll throw this stuff in. But yeah, look, I mean, you get a little bit of oil too, which is really nice. You get a decent amount of hide on top of that. Yeah, you just get a lot of resources here right in early game. I mean, if you look at our bar, we're almost halfway, which is kind of crazy. And just to get an idea, we still have 77 left to make. We're going to get this level. We're going to get to level 20, guys, doing this, which is insane. Really, really insane. Now, my only concern is, because if we can get to 21, because we need to really, oh, that's the 65. Where's the 145? Oh, no. I was going to say, we need to find this 145. Okay, so you know what? Oh, are you like right above me? Was that you? No, not Toggle HUD. No, not Orbit. That's the 145. Okay, we definitely need to get our hands on that thing. You know what we're gonna do in the meantime? Let's kind of go around the island and let's figure out which stego we're gonna have to kill. So we have a level 60 here. Level 60 is going to be really tough. I don't think that's going to be possible. I mean, we could have all of our creatures kind of gang up on it, but I'm going to be honest. Brontos give you prime 85. The Bronto might not be too bad, but we'd have to be so far away from it that we might end up aggroing another Bronto, you know what I mean? So that's a little bit of an issue there. 60 and 115. Okay. Stego's level 70. Bronto is level 70. Oh boy. I am not seeing anything that's going to be an easy time. And remember, guys, this is ASE. So we don't have access to kids or anything, and that's another level 60. I mean, I guess we do technically have access to kids. We could go ahead and... If I go ahead... Wait a second. I know this is a thing in ASA. I don't know if this is a thing in ASE, so you guys will certainly have to let me know this. If I have two parents mate and they make a kid, and I kill the kid, does the kid give you Prime automatically regardless what creature it is? Because then I feel like that's a thing. Because then why wouldn't I just get two dodos, right? Doesn't matter. They could be level 5s. Who the heck cares? Breed them, get an egg, hatch the egg, kill the kid. Get Prime meat. Like, why would I attempt to taking down such a big creature like this? You know, it doesn't make sense. And if that is a thing, maybe we do leave Herbivore Island here eventually and go ahead and do that. So I think, guys, you'll have to let me know down in the comments below if that is a thing or not, because if it is, then yeah, we could technically get that Pteranodon in the coming episodes. My worry is, well, there's the level. Okay, there is the level. We are at level 20. Let's make sure we have enough engram points to pull this off now. First, we need the refining forge. Next, we need the smithy. And that's it. We are going to need another level in order to unlock the metal stuff. I was so worried about that. Oh, shoot. And we only had 26 left. There's no way 26 is going to get us that next level. Oh, we were so close. We were so close. All right, what do we need to do this? We need wood. Okay, that's easy. Let's get wood. All right, you know what? If I can make 2 refining forges, that would get us a decent amount of XP, I think. All right, we need a little more hide. Which I feel like we have hide in here, right? Yeah. Why do I feel like we just had a lot more hide? I mean, yes, we just made this, but I thought I had a decent amount. What the heck happened to my hide? Okay. Oh, damn it. My worry is I don't necessarily want to go for the Pteranodons, because if that one gets a little bit close, that one's going to go on the run, and that's our level 145. You know what? You are pretty close, though. Let's... No, don't go back up. Okay, there we go. Oh my god, you're level 5. Alright, there we go. Alright. There's a little more hide. What else do I need? I need a little more hide than that. Shoot. Okay. I feel like I'm running around like crazy right now. Oh, you know why? Because we made these. We made this and we made this. That's why we lost some of our hide. That's right. Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to do. We don't need 2 pieces of storage. I'm going to break this for the wood. Alright. Next. Do I want to put this down on the boat? I think I do. I think I just want to put this down on the boat for now. Just so this can start making some metal for us. There we go. But dang, that is so frustrating. Ah, we finally get to level 20, and yet we don't have enough engram points. Oh, man. Hopefully you give me some engram points, or hopefully you give me a decent amount of hide so we can make a second one of these things. There we go. Alright, there we go. 49. That should be enough. There we go. Now, the last thing I'm going to need is wood. Okay, that's fine. There we go. Alright, there's our next refining forge. Now, what are we going to need for you? I'm going to need wood and metal. Okay. There we go. I think that's enough wood, right? We're good. Oh, wow, we're literally just good. Awesome. Okay. Let's go to third person. Yeah, honestly, wasn't really expecting to have all this stuff kind of on the boat, but it's fine. It'll work for now. Unfortunately, because we are here in ASE, anything that I want to move, anything that I want to change, I need to break the item and then remake the item. So, yeah, things are going to be a little interesting here. We're going to have to kind of switch some spots on a couple things. Like, we're going to have to put the other refining forge just over here just because of the way that I put the bed. That's not really lined up the way I want it, but it is what it is. There's our 6 right there. Awesome. I'm going to split you. I am going to split you. I'm going to split you. Just so that metal can cook a little faster. Alright, let's make that smithy and let's hope maybe this gets us to level 21. No, not even close. That dial barely moved. Oh my gosh. Okay, you know what? I think we're going to have to do this. Mortar and pestle's going to have to move. Which kind of stinks. But we can make another one. That's okay. I think we're going to put the smithy here. Which then, honestly, allows us to get rid of all this stuff. Because all of this stuff can just go in here because this has more space. There we go. So now we can get rid of you. Yeah. And that gives us a little more room to work with here. Now, I would like the refining forge here instead. I mean, I guess I technically could try to get all the resources again to make another refining forge. Now, if I break that refining forge, is it going to give me enough hide? Let's find out. I think it just gave me enough hide. Oh, it did? Oh, wow. Okay. I know it's a little dark right now, guys. I'm going to do my best to try to see here. Okay, so if the boat's there, that means land is going to be over here. Maybe this gets us to 21 by making this last refining forge. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say that's enough. There we go. Come on. Give me 21. Give me 21. No, it's not. Oh, guys, the struggle continues here on ARK Survival Evolved. Guys, we can barely see a thing at this point, but we have slowly kind of somewhat gotten ourselves into the metal tier. Hopefully by the next episode we will be officially there. I know you guys can barely see me, but at this point, guys, we are level 20. We do have access to the refining forge and the smithy, but not enough engram points to get us the metal tools. Hopefully that's going to be in the next episode, guys. Next episode, if we do get to level 21, I don't know what the heck we're going to have to do in order to get there. Maybe just chop down every single tree in this friggin' area in order to get us to 21. But that will give us access to hopefully all the metal tools, at least the hatchet and the pick, in order for us to get a lot more metal. And then it should also give us access, hopefully points-wise we'll be okay, for trank arrows. And then from there we can kind of figure out what our next team is potentially going to be. But guys, that is going to wrap up this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you'd like to support the channel further, of course, we do have channel memberships. They start at $1.99 a month. And yeah, you get these videos early. You also get some members-only series. We just finished up Long Dark a little while ago, so that's something you could definitely jump into and check it out for yourself. But guys, that's going to wrap up this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you all in the next one.